And welcome to another Colin Crandall MMA breakdown. You know, we have the great team of Aussies here, Danny and Aussie Fight Fan, the great nucleus of UF Combat. MMA Professor here with you. And we are going to do a breakdown of the UFC 301 prelims. We did the main card, so you guys can look back and see what we did there. And let's see what we do right now. So I don't know that we can go all the way to the bottom. But why don't we say, look here with Ismail Bonfim and Vince Pichel. Vince is a very unique guy. I interviewed him years ago. You know what? I can sit down, I think, now. Maybe not. It's going to look like my head's tiny here at the bottom. Let me adjust this and see if that can be remedied because I've been standing a bit. There we go. How about that? Perfect. Well, not quite perfect, but anyway, and I don't have a beautiful background. That doesn't matter. Vince from hell, Pichel. Unique, very unique, cool dude, very tough guy, 41 years old. And so he is one of the older millennials still in action. Love to see that. And 5'10", 155 out of Factory X, a great team under coach Mark Montoya. Did lose his last fight to Mark O. Madsen. He was also a really good guy that I interviewed before as well, and from Denmark, but on a 3-fight win streak before that. Vince is so tough, 41 years old. He's only had 17 fights. He's got 8 finishes, all by KO, and so he's got that 57% finish rate. The man he's fighting has got to be, what, 15 years younger than him, I would imagine. Let's take a look. Close. 13 years younger is Ismail Bonfim, the Hammer, Maheta, 19-4. He's got more fights. 5'9", slightly shorter, and then 13 years younger. Coming off of that, lost by face crank to Benoit Saint-Denis. Before that, he was really killing it. So I would imagine the odds here are going to favor the younger man. But I'll tell you what, these really tough, grizzled veterans, as many call them, like Vince Pichel, are no joke, because these are really hardened, rough, tough guys. I mean, Vince is a fighter. He's a unique guy. He's a personable guy, but he's just been in the grind and the fire for a long time, doesn't fear it at all. And of course, they're making Vince about anywhere from a 4-1 to a 6-1 dog, depending on the place. I mean, on paper, it should be the younger man here. Vince doesn't tend to wrestle, and that's what was the kryptonite against Bonfim when it came to Benoit Saint-Denis. So probably Bonfim is the side here, but I'm not going to lay those big odds on a guy who just got subbed going up against a tough guy. I don't know that there's a lot of great chance of Vince winning, but there's some chance. I would sprinkle a little bit on Vince, maybe with money for Vince by KO. Is how is that when I have this thing blurred out in the picture? Damn it. Anyway, stupid laundry basket. Anyway, nevertheless, that's my thought. Maybe, well, you know what? I know you ladies first normally, Danny, but let's go this time first to Jason here. What do you think? Is there any money to be made on a Vince by knockout? Well, it's probably the money line is probably the smartest. There's probably even more money to be made in what do you call it, in doing Vince by knockout. What kind of odds are we looking at there?
Yeah, Vince by knockout, you're looking at about plus 1200, plus
Wow.
1300, something like that.
Wow. Wowie.
So there's not too much faith in that happening, at least from the books. I mean, even just his money line at plus 400 is kind of crazy. But like you said before, he's not a very active fighter. I think he's fought 8 times in the last 10 years. That's really crazy. I mean, what's this guy doing for money? I don't think he's
Yeah.
getting paid enough per fight to really, see him out for the rest of the year. So I don't know if he's doing, got a gym, or he's doing personal training, or he's got a full-time job. I don't know, but he's 40 years old now, maybe 41.
41. Yep.
He's 41. Yeah, coming to get, this is meant to be a smash spot here for Bonfim. Getting back on track after that Benoit Saint Denis loss, which, I mean, you lose to Benoit Saint Denis, it's no big
No big.
strike in your career,
Yeah.
really. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a really good fighter. So yeah, it's kind of the young up and comer. There's a lot of hype behind him versus Vince Pichel, which it seems doesn't really fight that often, and the UFC definitely don't have big plans for this 41-year-old. So yeah, you got to kind of look at Bonfim here. Do you want him by KO at plus 175? Decision plus 160. I really don't like either of them, to be honest. Bonfim sub plus 525. I'm really not even in love with that. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm probably just going to stay away from this fight altogether. Maybe fight goes the distance at plus 105. Bonfim's gone the distance a bunch of times. So's Pichel. Pichel's hard to put away, but you've seen Bonfim out there doing some crazy stuff, flying knees. Flying knee KO'd our friend Terrence McKinney. He can really pull some stuff out of his hat. And Pichel is probably going to get beat up here. And can he last the distance? I don't know. So yeah, definitely a stay away spot for me.
Makes sense. Now, Danny, which fighter is going to show up with the bigger knife on this occasion?
I think that might be Vince, from a prop perspective in terms
Nice.
of bringing your little toy to the game. I agree with everything you've both said. This is a really, really tough one. I do love Vince. I know he's going to bring it and he never backs down. But I just don't see it. He hasn't had a fight. I'm just having a look. It's been almost 2 years. And the last fight before that was a decision win over Austin Hubbard. So you'd have to question caliber, momentum, all those types of things coming into it. Ismail's a massive star in Brazil, right? So he's literally the second fight off the card. The crowd is going to be electric. So I'm going to stay off that one. But I think Ismail probably gets it done. But having said that, a cheeky sprinkle on Vince to get it in the distance might be a good shout.
Absolutely. Good call, both of you. And then we have, I don't even know who these girls are. And then here we go. Let's go through this. Let's go Mauricio Ruffi and then Jamie Malarkey. Well, Jamie is one of your guys. I really feel bad for Jamie Malarkey because I really believe in his talent. He's just been matched up in not a kind way from the beginning. His very first fight against Brad Riddell, his first UFC fight, was and he went the distance, and Brad was killing it then. So that was like almost a for sure loss. And then against Faris Ziam, who was a killer, he did come back and beat Kamaworthy and Devontae Smith. Then throwing him against Jalen Turner so earlier in his career was not very nice. He did beat Michael Johnson and Francisco Prado. And then this Mohammed John Naimov is a killer. He comes back and beats John McDessie. Then they throw him Nasrat hack pressed. So he's not losing to guys that aren't good. He's losing to guys that are anywhere from very good to great. But it's tough because he's taking a lot of damage. He's still on the right side of 30, as they say, at 29 years old, 5'8", 155, 17-7 out of New South Wales, Australia. And it's been, he's coming off. You know what? He's only had 2 losses back to back in the UFC when he began his career against Riddell and Faris Ziam. And I feel like there's a good chance that he will not replicate that. And I hope he won't. I think he beats Mauricio Ruffi. Ruffi is Ruffi and a toughie, I guess you could say, for some dad humor. He is out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, and is making his UFC debut coming off the Contender Series. A big finish rate. He has 9 wins, he has 1 loss, and he has 9 finishes. So if he beats you, if he fights you and he wins, he finishes you. When he loses, he got finished. The only thing is it's not up against UFC competition, and most of the guys he's beaten in 1 round. A lot of times a guy like that shows up, throws everything but the kitchen sink, finds out it doesn't work, and then he's screwed. So I personally would make Malarkey the favorite here. And while some of our watchers may feel that is a bunch of malarkey, I would say maybe not, but it is Daniel Malarkey. So let's continue with the thought here and seeing what we're looking at there. Where is that line? And there, where is it? Of course, it's not even going to want to show it to me. This stupid stuff. Okay, so if I can't find it in 10 seconds, I'm going to ask for you guys' help. And yeah, they're not showing me. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Ruffi, the UFC debuter as a favorite. No, I'm on the Aussie. Jamie, not Daniel. Okay, Jamie Malarkey, I think wins this fight. I think he's a good value, and I do have confidence in him. He has to. He can't keep on taking damage again, beating his paychecks keep getting smaller and smaller. And there's only so many days you can live on Vegemite sandwiches. And if he keeps on losing, then that's what he'll be living on, unfortunately. So nonetheless, let's throw it to Danny with your opinion on this fight.
I think it's a tricky one. Like, I love Jamie, obviously, with a bit of Aussie bias there, but I've got to be realistic. He has been KO'd 5 times, and there is definitely some danger with the debutantes coming in with that momentum and all those finishes on his record. Look, I think if Jamie gets out of round one and out of the danger, I think there is a potential he can drag Rufi into some deep water. So I guess where I'm starting to think is it could be Jamie via decision potentially, and that's if Rufi doesn't KO him in the first.
What if he gives the other guy a roofie and puts it in his water? Remember those roofies from 20 years ago? That was bad scene there, but nevertheless, Aussie fight fan. Oh man, Jason, what do you think on this one? Where's the action? Where's the value? Where's the prop bets?
Yeah, well, I kind of agree with both of you guys on this, which is good because Malaki is, I believe, the much better fighter here. Unfortunately, he's traveling to Brazil. He just got knocked out in December, which is never great coming back just, 12 weeks or whatever it is after your knockout loss. Now all of a sudden you're sparring again in the gym. So that's always a bit scary. But I have to think that he's going to fight smart. I mean, what's a Jamie Malaki win look like here? I don't think it's standing and banging on the feet. If he's going to win, he's going to get takedowns. It's probably going to last. These fight nerds guys, they're good. They're not playing. Malaki's got to watch his P's and Q's. If he gets this guy down, though, manages to hold him down, really work some ground and pound, hold positions. I like Malaki decision as well. I mean, Malaki decisions plus 375, and a real sneaky one, Malaki submission is plus 2100.
Wow.
If he does manage to get this top control and these positions on the ground, if he does manage to backpack him and win rounds to a decision, then you got to think there's also some kind of value in that submission prop at 20-1. I'm going to just chuck a little bit on it. Why not? Just to win one unit. Bit of fun for the card, but yeah, I think it's a chance. I've bet Malaki by sub a few times. He's never got it, so hopefully he gets it this time and win some of that money back. So yeah, I'm going to put a bit on. I might just go fight goes the distance more so than Malaki decision. Just pay that extra money and kind of get that covered. Rufi's really not a high volume fighter. He kind of fights a little bit slow to get going. So yeah, I don't mind that fight goes the distance at plus 180. I'd rather put twice as much on the goes the distance rather than the Malaki decision. So that way it's got me covered on both ends.
Makes sense. Do you guys know that Malarkey fought Volk 8 years ago in the AFC organization, AFC 15, which looks like it was headlined by Rob Wilkinson, and that was over in Melbourne Pavilion.
Okay, yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Bob was probably light heavyweight back then.
I think so. Yeah, or something. Yeah, well, maybe not that big because Malarkey, but then Malarkey could be bigger as well. Okay, so let's go back there. Let's go back, not back. The next one, maybe do a couple more. Wrap this up. We've seen maybe 5 or 10 minutes, perhaps. And so let's go to the next one and let's see what is going to be relevant. And so, yeah, Joaquim Silva and Drakkar Klose is an interesting fight. Joaquim Silva is a tough guy. He's kind of lost as many as he's won in the UFC, losing to Vince Pichel, beating Jared Gordon, losing to Nasrat Haqparast and Ricky Glenn, beating Jesse Ronson, losing to Arman Sarukian by punches, but going to the third round with Arman, and then beating kind of a little bit of a shop-worn Clay Guida. Very tough guy, though, 35 years old, a little bit old at lightweight, but not terribly old, out of ATT, American Top Team. His opponent, Drakkar Klose, is going to be a similar age, 36 years old, 14-2 with 6 finishes all by KO. He's on a good 3-fight win streak, having beaten Brandon Jenkins, Rafa Garcia, and Joe Solecki with that slam. So I think off of that, Klose is going to be the favorite, although this fight, of course, should be close. But Drakkar Klose is the favorite, just a bit under 2-1. This is a tough one. I don't know. I don't think we spend too much time on this. Not enough people have intel enough on these guys. I would lean toward the favorite Klose. I wish it was more like even money, but as a slight favorite, I could see him coming through. Not only that, he does have well, not even that many. Yeah, he's got a 43% KO rate, but he's got better hands, and he's now fighting out of Michigan, my home state, which is awesome. Out of Fight Ready in Michigan. Fight Ready, I thought was not. It was in Arizona with Henry Cejudo. Who knows? Sure Dog's always a mess. But I got Drakkar Klose, but not a lot of confidence. But probably he's the A side. He's the favorite for a reason. Let's go to Danny first on this.
Yeah, I would agree. I've always thought Draka's got a lot of talent. We know that he had to take a bit of time off when he took that injury from that face-off with Jeremy Stevens. So no, I would take Close here for a KO.
Cool. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the other side here a little bit. I like Joaquin Silver at these odds. His nickname's Neto BJJ. He never really goes to his jiu-jitsu. I had him by sub against Guida. He had two submission attempts there, one really tight guillotine in that third round. And for once, Guida managed to get out of a guillotine choke, which was crazy. But he hurts every fighter he's in there with. He staggers everybody, even Arman Sarukian. He almost knocked him out in that second round. Of course, he hurt Clay Guida, Jesse Ronson. Like, he flying knee KO Jesse Ronson. He landed that flying knee twice in that fight, and he's not just out there throwing it every fight. So that's something that he's seen was going to land in that particular fight. And he went for it and landed both times. Drakkar Close, he gets hurt in every fight. So you got one guy that hurts somebody in every fight, one guy gets hurt in every fight. So I think Drakkar Close is obviously going to try to keep this fight standing. I think if there's takedowns, it's probably coming from Joaquin Silva. And he's just got more power. It's in Brazil. I don't know, man. Give me Joaquin Silva KO at plus 420. I'll take a little stab at that and hope for the best. If Drakkar Close wins, it's probably a decision. He's probably fighting smart, staying on the outside, avoiding the big power shots. But he's been hurt, plenty of times. That Beneil Dariush fight he had was pretty wild. That was back in 2020.
Yep.
He's kind of gone 6-1 in his last 7. He's on a pretty good run. Like you said, he had that bit of time off after that, whatever that push at the weigh-ins was, kind of set his neck off. He said his neck's never been the same since, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I might take some Joaquin Silva here. I'm probably going to look silly. I know everybody's on Drakkar Close, but minus 200 on Close, yeah, I don't think so. I'll take a bit of Joaquin Silva.
Yeah, I think we'll all agree this fight can be close, regardless of if Drakkar is winning or not. Nonetheless, I don't think we have too much more time. So did we end up doing Jack Shore, Joe Anderson, Brito at the end of our main card? I think I had mentioned it, but I don't think we did we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we did not, right? You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we do it? Jack Shore, Joe Anderson, and Brito, and then we'll wrap it up. Well, Karolina Kowalkiewicz and Yasmin Lucindo. But I don't know. I think in essence of time, because we all have somewhere to go. But I think let's just look real quick in the odds. And in that fight, they've got Karolina. At some point, she's going to lose. Wow. Yasmin Lucindo is a huge favorite there. Let's just do real quick. Lucindo should win this, but 3-1 odds. I don't know. There's no value in there. I don't see anything there unless it's Lucindo by finish, which I don't know. Give me something quick, guys. 10 seconds. Danny first, and then Jason.
Karolina, I'm leading. She's got the experience. She's got the caliber of the fighter. She's actually looked pretty good despite her age, and I think there's value on her. So I'd go Karolina decision. Like
that. Aussie, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Lucindo is probably going to do whatever she wants to her here. KK is pretty old now. This Lucindo girl's coming out, neck tattoos. She's fully immersed herself in a MMA. I think it's the new up and comer versus the old veteran. And with women's fights, that doesn't normally turn out very well. So yeah, I'll take the Lucindo. Although I will say KK's looked really good of late.
Yeah, makes
4 in a row.
Absolutely. Well stated. Okay. And finally, we look at Jack Shore, Joe Anderson, Brito. Jack Shore is, it's funny. Jack Shore is the Brit, but Joe Anderson's last name is Brito. So we got the Brit against the Brito. We'll see which Brit wins in this case. Jack Shore, Tank from Wales, Abertillery, Wales. And you guys have the New South Wales, but they have Northeast and West Wales over there, I think. So they may be ahead of you on the Wales. I don't know. I don't know. That's stupid shit. Sorry about that. Not sorry. I guess it's funny. I hope you guys appreciate it. Someone will, if not the average person watching. Nonetheless, we are looking at Jack Shore, who has had a decent, good UFC career, starting 5 years ago on that 5-fight win streak, stopping Noellen Hernandez, stopping Aaron Phillips, split decision over Hunter Azure, stopping Ludovic Sholinian, and decisioning Timur Valiev, did get caught with a red hot Ricky Simone, who did arm triangle choke him and then came back and beat Mr. Finland there, Makwan Amirkhani. And so he's on that one fight win streak. He is 29 years old, 5'9", 145. Again, out of Wales, 13 finishes out of his 17 wins. Joe Anderson Brito is a very tough guy, on a 4-fight win streak. And in the UFC, he is 4-1. His only loss in decision to Bill Algeo in his first fight since then, beating Andre Touchy-Feely, Lucas Alexander, Weston Wilson, and Jonathan Pierce by a ninja choke. So they're going to make Brito here, I think, the favorite, 29 years old. So they're both 29-year-old, I think, aren't they? And so let's just take a look here. And they indeed will have Jack Shore, slight dog, Joe Anderson Brito, slight favorite. There's going to be a battle. I hate to count out Shore because he's a tough guy. This is a you know what? I kind of feel Shore might do something here, although I don't think I'd make it to the betting window because this is going to be a close fight. Talk about that last fight with Drakkar Klose. Would you or would you not agree that this fight will truly be close? We'll go to Danny first. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I do. And I've flip-flopped on which way I think I would go on this. And I'm even sitting here still looking at the stats. I've got a gut feel Shaw has got something here. He's only been finished once, and that was via submission. I don't know. So I think unless Brito can get a submission over Shaw, I think Shaw's live. I don't know. What are the odds on this? This is a curious one.
It's really close,
Yeah,
less than 2-1. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. Brito's almost 2-1. Yeah. Yeah. Like Danny said, this I think is probably going to be a lot closer than the money line suggests. If it wasn't for Jack Shore getting arm triangled by Ricky Simone, I would really be putting a decent bet on this fight goes the distance. But you know, you kind of think, well, Burrito can probably do that, even, you know, what Ricky Simone did. So I'm hoping both guys kind of negate the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling, and this fight goes the distance. It's plus 150 for fight goes the distance. I really like that. I really like fight starts round 3 at minus 110. Give me 10 minutes. I think these guys can survive 10 minutes with each other. These guys are both really good, both evenly matched. Even along the stat lines, you know, their height and reach and everything. These guys are both really good. It's in Brazil. So, you know, again, anything can kind of happen at these. We'll wait to see the first few scorecards of the night, and then we'll get an idea on how crazy things are going to get. But I just like fight starts round 3. I think both of these guys can, handle what the other's dishing out for the first 2 rounds. That way you don't have to pick who's going to win. Give me fight starts round 3 at minus 110 or minus 115.
I like that. I think that's a good bet. That's a good solid bet because I think that they're both really competitive and they're going to be smart. And I don't think anyone's going to want to make any mistakes here. So I think they're going to be pretty careful with that. Well, I think that will be it for the prelim breakdown, and we will definitely possibly be coming at you guys with some more great stuff. We're already on Thursday, but you never know when we're going to show up and be able to do a X space, which we've done amazing, especially thanks to my 2 amazing Aussie teammates here, because it's been a bit busy for me and other things and being sick and other crap that I wasn't able to carry my weight. So thank you both to Danny and Jason for really helping and doing an amazing job. Even when I'm not there, almost feel like the old fight professor is not even that important anymore when we have these great youngsters here at the helm. So, but we will put that out there. So if you guys want to make sure to look at our UF Combat, or look at Danny MMA Fangirl, look at Aussie Fight Fan, and at Colin Crandall 33 on X to find out. And if there's a space you want to be there, you don't want to miss it. So I will let you guys say whatever you want to sign off, and then we will wrap it up. Ladies first, then we'll go Danny.
No, all good for me. I hope everybody enjoys the card. It's certainly going to be a very exciting one.
Yep, we will try to get a space going. Is it tomorrow?
I believe, yeah, like 24 hours from now, give or take.
Yeah, something like that. So we will get a space going. There's some fights we didn't cover. So yeah, everyone come in, feel free. Don't be shy, grab a mic. And we'll go through the rest of these fights and talk about weigh-ins. And yeah, it's going to be a good night of fights, I think. So there's plenty to still talk about.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys. So don't miss us. And for now, MMA Professor here with my great team from UF Combat, wrapping it up. We'll see you guys before the fights. Peace.